Hello and welcome to the Racers HQ podcast. I'm your host, Matt Murphy, and joining me on the line tonight is our dedicated co-host, Pat Mulry. Pat, how are you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing great, Matt Murphy. How are you?
I am well, man. Lots to talk about tonight. So much stuff been going on with our awesome, super consistent podcast. Pat,
This is our quarterly edition for Q1 26.
it's because we put so much production work into each episode. It's like the Odyssey podcast edition.
Only with slightly less Scylla and Charybdis.
Fair. Yeah, you lost me there, boss. Let's move on. What's your drink of choice for the evening?
We are with the plain old unsweet iced tea tonight.
Unsweet iced tea. That's one of my drinks of choice. That's probably my record most played.
Yeah.
But yeah, awesome, man. I now have two giant mugs. They're both red. One of them's On Q. The other one is Bucky's.
Yeah.
And I constantly have them refilled by various talented tea vendors in town. So HTO being one of them. I mean, shout out to HTO if you're ever looking to sponsor a podcast or race cars.
Are they an OKC institution?
I can't imagine. I think they're a Texas thing.
Are they?
Yeah, they have a Texas flag on the logo.
Yeah. Even in Oklahoma. Boy, that's like fighting words.
It is, but we're starting to, I don't know.
Cosmopolitanize?
Yeah, we're basically North Dallas, North Frisco.
Yeah.
North Denton, whatever. You guys just keep expanding.
Boy, that's the truth.
I invented this gross drink. Okay. I have this theory, right? Like, all the different LaCroix and booze combos are out there in the world, right? We just have to find them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like, what if you even had like a whole like bar, dedicated to that, and maybe even a one-armed bandit, you could like, roll the dice and you would get a random combo, right? And it's maybe a dollar off, but you got to drink it. Something like that. I don't know. Anyway, so tonight's beverage of choice, I'm done with it now. I'm going to drink water, but coconut and pineapple bubbly with dark rum.
Ooh.
It's kind of tiki.
Yeah.
So watch out. One of our other favorite combos is vanilla, bubbly, which is impossible to come by. It's like in arbitrage, like on Amazon, it's like $9 a bottle. And Drambuie. We call it the Drambuie.
Oh.
But it's pretty good.
I'm a fan of a version of that's just Drambuie and Scotch called the Rusty Nail.
Oh, a Rusty Nail. Hello. Yes. I'm mad at myself when I don't order that. I mean, that's a tasty bev.
There are not many drinks that I feel like have a like a psychotropic effect on me. But that one does. Something about the Drambuie, something in there just kind of messes with my head in a good way until it's a bad way. But right. Most booze is just, the boozy thing, but that one kind of like has something lurking around in my brain usually.
Some wormwood or something weird.
Something like that.
Wouldn't doubt it. Let's do a quick culinary corner. It's been ages since we chatted.
It has been.
What are some culinary highlights since Halloween?
Oh man, that's thinking back a lot of meals.
I know. Sorry.
No, it's okay. We had good Thanksgiving dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty traditional Thanksgiving dinner, but it was delicious. You did something different. Did you do something different for Thanksgiving?
We just basically didn't cook. I mean, I did a short order breakfast for the fam, and then went over to another family's house and didn't really have to do anything. Trying to think, maybe I made a special side note.
Or trip? Did you guys go on a family trip or something where you did something cooking wise?
I mean, I've been going to Eureka Springs a lot and cooking, and so I did like a Szechuan dinner party.
That's what it was, yeah.
Yeah, and that was pretty rad. I felt all the dishes were a little same. I could have had a main and then maybe some more veg or something, but yeah, I did like a beer braised duck and a mapo tofu and one other one. Searching. Oh yeah, boiled beef, which is it's a boiled Szechuan beef poured over some sautéed vegetables. It's so good.
Yeah, but I think you're hiding the lead on your duck ramen.
Oh, for sure. No, the duck ramen. Thanks for bringing that up. Yeah. So we made that this last weekend in Eureka Springs for New Year's. Took me 3 days. Used the whole duck. Made duck broth, a special tare that's got some nice balance of more of a fish flavor in it, like some kombu, and to kind of like it really does a good job of like offsetting the skankiness of the duck or the gaminess, right? Use the duck thighs to make dumplings. Made little coin purse dumplings that were precious. I didn't make my
So
own
did
noodles,
you
but
make the dough too for the dumplings?
I didn't make the dough for the dumplings nor the
Okay.
noodles. I got to skip on that when I'm doing all this other stuff. It's just too much
Yeah.
work. Like,
Yeah.
um,
Otherwise, it'd
and
been
then
4 days.
right, yeah, or just me being frustrated and mad all the time and not getting to do anything else. And you're
And hungry because you haven't eaten for 3 days.
I know, right? Come on, yeah, no, it's a recipe for disaster, Pat. Yeah, then sous vide duck breast and duck cracklings and duck fat. So all the duck into the ramen bowl. Nom nom nom.
It
10-10.
sounds delicious, and the photo you sent me looked delicious. The question that I didn't
Mhm.
realize you were doing this in Eureka Springs though. Did you find all of those ingredients at the Dollar General in Eureka Springs?
Yeah, no, it's a Hearts, by the way.
Oh, sorry.
And no, they don't have any of that stuff. I show up like the Beverly Hillbillies when I'm cooking. Like I got pots and pans and knives. Like I'm not trusting anybody with a critical path, cooking requirements. So multiple bottles of Asian, cooking liquids, all the bits. So
That's
uh,
awesome.
yeah, it was a lot of fun. So good culinary delights. Well, Pat, what's been going on with you? I know you got some garage stuff going on. You've been doing a lot of lemons racing, or you're getting prepared for some lemons racing. Lots been going on, but why don't you give us a little Pat update?
There has been a lot going on. So when an actual racing content, which
Hmm.
is
What I mean, that's rare.
sometimes a little spare in the Racers HQ podcast.
Laps
Um,
returned in a race.
that's right. We so maybe we'll start off with the Miku updates. Maybe when last we ended, Miku had decided that she didn't want her engine in her anymore on
Oh yes,
the 30th minute of running,
yeah.
and I think uh, my ultimate conclusion of that was that the engine builder, namely me, failed to tighten one or two of the connecting rod bolts on the number two connecting rod, and so it departed the chat and put a hole in the block.
Mm.
So goodbye, Blue Block. It's been nice knowing you. If anyone needs a boat anchor, I've got one for sale at the low price of just get it the hell out of my driveway.
There you go.
And so there you go, boat anchor corner. Um,
Coffee table.
yeah, it actually would probably make a really good coffee table. Actually, that's not a bad idea. Probably not in my house, but in someone's house. Uh,
Yeah.
I've got a ruined crankshaft that could go for an end table too.
Yeah, there you go.
So
Ruined crankshaft to bent wheel.
oh
Yeah,
yeah, that's a good one.
yeah,
There's a bent wheel in storage. Yeah, absolutely, we can make that happen.
yeah. You're
Maybe that's
basically
what I
just
need to do. The problem with like doing that and then trying to sell it on Etsy is the shipping cost on it's gonna be like $17,000, right?
yeah. No, that's a Facebook Marketplace local pickup.
Mm,
Yeah,
I like the cut of your jib, Mr. Murphy.
we're trying to make some money here racing cars.
That's right. That's what we do. And so I got the few extra parts that I needed to finish up the orange block and um, decided, let's cut out one of the persistent variables in engine failure, which has been the builder,
Mm,
and took it to someone that actually does that for a living. And so that one now is in Miku, and we're aiming to get the car to Barber this weekend. I will be um, just kind of finishing buttoning that whole thing up. I gotta get the drive shaft on it, the exhaust on it underneath, get the intake manifold on and smoke tested, fuel injector rail on it, and then I think we're ready to try. So I'm hoping that this Saturday or Sunday, depending on how schedules go, I'll get the car fired up. So
sweet, man.
Really exciting. Really looking forward to going to Barber.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have me and Roland and Eric and Steve, I think, are gonna drive, and I believe Mr. Murphy here is going to come and crew for us, which is super exciting.
I'm very excited.
I am too. It'll be like the first time we've all seen each other since Hallett, really. So
that's dumb.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Awesome.
And I think our friend Hunter B is going to come out and hang with us, and yeah, it's gonna be a good old time.
So, shout out to Hunter B. That's awesome. Yeah, man.
That's right.
So that's what weekend is that?
And special guest star Ben Sutton.
Ben Sutton, electrical engineer to the stars.
That's right.
That's awesome, man. Well, this is gonna be a fun weekend. I cannot wait, man.
Yeah, it'll be a good time. It'll be a good time. It'll be a better time if we get to race, but it'll be a good time just seeing everybody.
Oh, we're racing.
Oh yeah,
I'm excited. Did you get any feedback from the engine builder? Any hot tips? Any hot takes? Did it just seem to go very well?
Yeah, I think it went pretty well. We had enough parts that was just sort of like a little bit of kind of Lego assembly for him. He had to, no surprise, like make sure the deck on the block was flat and the head was milled and all that. But otherwise, I think it's a pretty straightforward build. It's just a stock rebuild engine. So, and that's all I want. I mean, like we've said it probably approximating 1,000 times on this podcast, we don't really need any more power to be competitive. We might need more power to win, but to be competitive, we're fine. But how about we just get like through an entire race?
Oh yeah. We need more laps to win.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So that's all and that's what I told him all the way along. I'm like, look, I don't want this I don't want this build to be like eking out every last half horsepower you can get. Build it for maximum reliability. Whatever that means on your bearing clearances, on your piston rings, on your material selection, on anything. That's the goal is just reliability. So
awesome, man.
Hopefully he took that to heart.
Well, it's very exciting, kind of nerve-wracking at the same time, but
yeah.
I mean, you'll probably won't have a chance to test or anything before Barber, will you? Or I mean, maybe drive around the neighborhood. At least it'll be part of the double bias engine.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's how we'll know if I can actually get more than a block down meandering way before the engine seizes up.
Oh man, brutal.
But one good thing about it was, I mean, there's a lot of I guess you could silver lining a lot of things, but like I was able to like get a good measurement on the clutch, like how much material we have left on the clutch, and so that take some good measurements and get everything cleaned up real nicely, and you get to go through and do make sure all your bolts are tight again and all of that stuff. So I mean, we saw it at Hallett this year when it was running nice and fine until it.
Oh, that car is a hoot, man. Ever since you pulled that lighter chassis, right? Lighter than the convertible. Man, I mean, that car just really made that car come alive. So kind of jealous. Won't be flogging it, but yeah, I'm excited for you guys, and it needs no power. It just needs to continue to turn laps all day long. It could do with 15, 20 less power, honestly. I mean, a lot of other guys, a lot of other teams do it just fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, fun car. Very cool, man. Very cool. Well, excited for that. And you had a chance. I don't think we've talked about this yet. You had a chance to go racing in Atlanta.
I did.
So that was a nice makeup for Hallett, right? You got to actually turn laps. You want to tell us a little bit about the team and the car and the kind of the experience?
Yeah. So Marty Lumpkin reached out. So this summer I went up to, or this summer, I guess up there it's early fall. I went up to Road America for that race, and then the car that I was supposed to be in didn't end up coming together. So, but Marty Lumpkin, who was with a cohort of that car, he had his silver E36 coupe up there, And
Okay.
he had just bought that car, I think from an old Chump Car team maybe, and so that was his first race and kind of a shakedown for him. And so he decided he was going to take that to Atlanta. And a few weeks before the race, he had contacted me and said, "Hey, I think one of my guys isn't going to be able to make it. If you can join us, you're welcome to
Hmm.
come."
Hmm.
And at that point, I had a jury trial scheduled for the Monday following that race, and I was like, "Well,
Hmm.
I don't think I'm going to be able." So if this case settles in the next 3 days, which is an
Right.
outside possibility, then I can do it, but don't hold the seat for me.
Yeah.
And then, fortunately, we settled the case the next day or 2 days later after that. And pretty much the first thing I did after we got the case settled was texted Marty and like, you still got a seat open? Because if you still got
Right.
a seat open, I've got a hole burning in my pocket.
Nice, man.
And yeah, so it worked out really well. He had the car out there. It's a great car, pretty stock, E36 coupe. Other than, who knows what's been done to it with the guys who run it in Jump Car. But from what
Yeah.
I could tell, it was, it
Yeah.
wasn't like, they, put an LS in it or
Right.
um, cams even. I mean, it ran like a stock E36 coupe should run. And,
Right.
I think, just Bilstein shocks on it, nothing fancy, the stock
Mhm.
BMW brakes. And it was great. We got 2 full stints in
Great.
um, this year. So what was unusual, there were a lot of unusual things about this race, like that I got to, drive 2 stints, but in a BMW. But the weather at Road Atlanta was like no one had ever seen for this race. Usually that it's what the second weekend of February, and it's every year we've been there. It's been rainy or snowy and cold and gross,
Yeah.
right? Like the entire time. Like the first year we all went, it was a blizzard on Friday,
Right.
and Saturday was pretty much like double yellow basically all day while the ice was melting off the track. This year on Friday, it started out pretty cold, like in the 40s. By midday, it was bluebird skies and like mid 60s, and nobody could believe it. Like nobody wanted to talk about it, right? Like superstitiously didn't want to talk about it. And then
Right.
the whole race was really beautiful weather too. I mean, there was some overcast, but I don't think it rained at all. Certainly didn't snow. It was great. It was great to be able to do that track in really good weather conditions and like really explore it more. And it was, and
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of that track. It's such a fun track. I think I actually got turn 7 right once or twice
Mm.
while I was out there, which is a new record for me. Um, it was it was a blast. I finally started figuring out like, um, and we've talked about this before. Like, I don't have the same like engineering mindset when I'm driving somebody else's car that I do when I'm in
Uh-huh.
mine. I could just get out there and drive it. And so I was like, man, I'm taking 3 like way too slow. Like
Mhm.
I'm way over braking for 3, and it just kept like more and more and more and more. And I would love to get back out there again. While that, I mean, even if it's not till next December, but especially if like while the muscle memory is still really fresh, like, hey, this is what you can do. This is really what you need to do at 5, and I'll probably remember that a little bit more. But every time, still, it's like when you come through 11 for a long time, it's still like, is this really going to work out, or are we falling off the side of the planet? Um,
Right.
but it was a blast. It was a really good time. Marty had that car, nicely set up. It was fun. We had good pit stops. I had something happen to me 5 times in that race that I don't remember ever having happen. And that was I had a car spin out directly in front of me
Oh,
5
wow.
different
Okay.
times.
Hmm.
Um, I had it. The worst one was at right at start finish. Um, on the start of the day, Saturday, and not the start, but like in the first stint. So in the first 2 hours, and we were at least an hour in, and I was behind another BMW. Um, and as it turns out, it was an E46, and this was this team's first race and this driver's first race ever. And um, we were just hustling through there, and he got a little bit. He stayed on track, But at the apex, or not at the apex, but on the inside on the right of that turn, there's like a little dip just past where you want to like exit basically the apex. And he stayed a little bit to the right, a little more, and at the same time got off the gas. And so completely unsettled his car and just, he was probably, I wish I had video of it. He had to be less than 50 feet in front of me and just went around. And it was like, it was like a Cole Trickle kind of moment, because I don't think I touched my brakes. It was either you either need to stop there so I can get through on the left and stay, because I wasn't going to go on the grass if I could help it, right? Not at Route Atlanta. So I can get through on the left, or you need to completely not get on the brakes so I can dive around you to the right as you're moving to my left. But what I'm not going to do is jam on my brakes right here, because almost certainly something's bad's going to happen to me at that point.
Right.
Unfortunately, he went both feet in and slowed down enough to the right, whereas he was coming across the track back to the left. It was slow enough that I was just able to dodge through there. But that was like a real Code Brown moment. And then I'm trying to remember, was it? No, I think it was on. It was at the end of that stint. I was coming through 3, and we just come through 3 and into that. I guess that's 4, right? The left-hand curve. And there was a first gen MR2 in front of me, red first gen MR2 in front of me. And I saw what he was about to do. Like, that kind of things slow down for you, right? Especially with our experience in the MR2. For listeners that don't know, our first Lemons car that we drove for 5 years was a first gen MR2. And what you cannot do in a first gen MR2, if you feel the back end start coming around, you can't get off the gas, because what you'll do is you'll throw all the freight weight off the back axle onto the front axle, and you'll guarantee that it's going to spin.
Right.
And I saw the back end of that thing start to go, and I was like, I know what's happening here. This dude's about to go twisty. And as soon as I thought that, he did. But he did not get 2 feet in. Oh no, that was right at the end of the first stint on Sunday, I think. And we're real close to it. I don't know. I'm getting.
Yeah, it doesn't matter too much. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't. But anyway, so I ended up going through the grass on the left, because there was no room at all. And that had to be on Saturday, because then we drove the rest of the race without the front bumper on the car, because I completely lost the front bumper to the grass, to the point where I had to pull off. So then I went, kept going down, got through the S's, and I could see that the bumper was like hung up under the car.
Right.
And I was like, I could drive this car around, but I may be about to cut a tire. There may be something else going on. So I ended up pulling off onto that escape road right at the bottom of the S's off to the right. And the tow truck came over and pulled out. And I'm glad I did, because I think it would have cut a tire. Pulled out a lot of bumper from under the car, and then brought the rest of it back up. That was on Saturday. Because we thought about putting it back on the car, and it was like, look, it's driving well enough without it. We'll just go without it.
Nice.
Yeah, it was crazy. Had somebody spin off in a Grand Marquis or Crown Vic on the outside of 7, right in front of me. There was another, and there were 2 more that are so minor, they spun out right in front of me, so I don't even really remember the details, other than I'm like, what on earth is going on that I'm inducing so much fear in all these other drivers, man?
All these things that happen when you actually get 2 full stints on a racetrack.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that doesn't happen on Friday practice that much, right? So yeah, well, dude, that's awesome.
No, it was so much fun. So much fun. Again, it was completely, I was kind of, before I went to Atlanta, while the engine was still getting with the builder, and we're kind of waiting. There were a couple parts that we had to come in. For example, one of the pistons that came out of the orange block had a broken ringland that we didn't know about. We had thought we're just going to put that right back in. Yeah. So I had to find some more good used pistons on electronicbay.com. But like while that was coming out, I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get this done for Barber. Do I want to get it done for Barber before I went to Road Atlanta? Or do we want to just wait and get back to Hallett, which would be like the third year in a row? That's the only race we've done. Whereas, like quite a few years we've done 5 or 6 races.
Right.
Well, after I got back from Atlanta, I'm like, we're getting this car ready for Barber. Like it totally like reignited, the fire for me, which was nice. Really nice.
Very cool. Yeah, that's what you needed, huh?
Turns out it is something I really enjoy doing.
Right. Yeah. No, when it's enjoyable, it's enjoyable.
Yeah, exactly. It's enjoyable like nothing else in your life is. I mean, that's why we keep coming back to it, right?
Right. Yeah. No, it's a good one, man. Love racing with the buddies, and
Yeah.
to do it in a BMW at Road Atlanta, that's awesome. So
Yeah. It was
that
fun.
sounds like an exciting experience, Mr. Mullery. Glad you're all motivated and ready to get back on track, and we'll just get more and more stints in. Well, cool,
In
man. Well,
2026. So tell us about I believe you have a new racing program
I do.
underway. Is that correct?
I do. Yeah. The number 136 car is no longer mine. I have sold it. This is my K Miata that I've had for like 15 years. Been running out in that in ST4
Wow,
NASA.
I didn't realize you'd had that long.
Yeah.
That it was the same chassis.
It's not the same, but no. It's the same propeller shaft.
Yeah.
I think that's the only thing same on it, but it's the same
if
contiguous car.
if we go into the full ship of thesis, that's the part.
Yeah, it's definitely ship of thesis. Um, So, but yeah, I sold that program. I was happy with what I got for it. People were, my wife. I mean, it's definitely nothing close to what I've spent on it, but
Of course not.
but my wife was ecstatic that I was able to get any money for it. She just always kind of had that car in a poor light, I guess. But yeah, so I sold that, and I think we talked a little bit about this on the last podcast, but I had gotten pretty close to this decision after the last NASA race. I think the catalyst, the straw that broke the camel's back, was staring at how much it would cost to put power steering in my Miata and all the other expenses I would need. And
Yeah.
then, looking at my buddies next to me all running CMC, and I'm like, you guys have torque, you guys have power steering, you guys have a massive class of awesome dudes that, run a lot of races.
Yeah.
And your cars cost less than mine. This is a swap, and
You
it's
get
not
to race.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's enough cars to where you get, contingency if you do well. It's, they do cool things like standing starts and reverse grids and all the fun things, right? So, and I'd spent the morning, I think, at that race or one of my breakfasts there with the director of CMC, Michael Mosley, I think is his name, and
Yeah.
and talk to him about how the class is evolving. If it doesn't have staying power, what are you doing to keep prices down? What are you doing to keep things reasonable? And it was just firing on all cylinders. So, started looking for a car, started looking for buyers for my car, and we had a couple missteps, but here we are, 2026, and I am the owner of the number 27 CMC Camaro. It's a 1993 Z28 with
Nice.
the 95 motor. It's a 5.7 GM LT1 motor out of the C4 Corvette. We've got to run a restrictor plate on it, so I mean clearly makes plenty of power. It comes with an awesome restrictor plate kit that somebody had like laser etched and like so it's got some nice kit to it. And this thing is like a professionally built race car. I think it's been in Nationals contention before. It's been around for a long time. It's red with black stripes, and it's boring. I mean, there is nothing really to do to this car, right? Like, I need to clean it. Maybe I need to add some belts, but just thinking back to all the big ticket items I was targeting for the Miata program to even get on pace, this thing is awesome. It makes great sounds. It's got like a stainless steel, custom exhaust that just dumps right behind the passenger area. And yeah, it sounds good. But it'll be a different car to drive, right? I think tracks are going to seem a lot different. I'm going to have to get into the brakes a lot sooner.
Yeah.
But still, even, I think in some ways it's got some similarities. It's, kind of like a Miata in that for the size of car it is, it's kind of a momentum car. This isn't a high powered, 267 max horsepower for the class.
Right.
And, and so the class is awesome. I mean, it's both spec to parts, but spec to power to weight, which I think is just a lovely, like, double down on a focus on competition.
Yep.
And it's easy to get all the cars there, and they all seem to race well within, their various states of preparation. Like, you never see like a straggler really until I get out there, I'm sure. But yeah, everybody runs a spec
that won't
tire.
last long.
Yeah,
That won't last long.
So we'll see.
You'll be right up there fast.
I don't know. I'm gonna just try to withhold any expectations, get out there and run races. My number one goal is just to get 4 solid race weekends in. I've got to delay my debut just a little bit because I'm trying to be financially reasonable with racing, which is kind of a new concept for me. But there's a lot of tires to buy. This thing's got some crusty old tires that are out of spec. They're the old Toyos, and so I need 2 sets of shiny new Hoosiers, and then I've got to go scrub those in like during a private test day or something.
Yeah.
And so a lot of kind of prep work and expense on that initial set of Hoosiers. But then I think once I have them, they'll be solid for the rest of the season, and I'll be able to get pretty aggressive with tire.
So here's a question for you. We've seen a lot of in spec racing, over the time that you and I've been adjacent to it. That like every little bit is kind of an outsized advantage in spec racing because it's the only advantage you have, right? Is that as true? Do you think that's going to be as true in CMC as it is like in Spec Miata, for example?
I don't see it, right? I mean, it seems very skill based. Like I said, it's both spec parts and like power to weight ratio.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Right. And so, that's not something I've not seen that in any other class really, right?
Yeah.
Like the ST4 class I was in was a freaking, arms race. And you could have any power to weight ratio you wanted as long as it's the same. I mean, you could have the same anyway. You have any power and weight as long as it's within the ratio, right? So you could really play around with a lot of different things. You could mix up different tires, all kinds of different prep levels, and there were certain things that were unlimited, right? Like differentials and transmissions and things like that. So I was seeing that a lot of the competitors were just pouring cash. You think as a Miata builder, as an engineer, you think, oh, this is cool because I don't have to build something to a spec. I can, just build whatever I want, bring whatever I want. But then what you realize is like the guys that are out front bring the maximum of that completely open spec, right? And you're like, oh, that's brutal. Okay, like I'm not.
I didn't realize I needed to have 5 different built differentials in my truck.
Yeah, right. I'm not sure if it gets that bad, but no, just you could just tell the budgets like on top of the engineering were different. So that's fine. Lesson learned. I mean, I really had a good time. But in Spec Miata, right? I mean, people are spending 80 G's on a Spec Miata that's just a classic restoration basically of a 30-year-old car now. And whatever cheaty bearings or valve jobs you can get. And for 1 or 2 horsepower or owning multiple motors and dyno testing them for your best one or stuff like that. So yeah, I don't see any of that in CMC racing. We've had Todd on the pod before, and Todd's been doing a lot of CMC racing this year. I mean, that guy is just getting some track time. Big shout out to Todd. Sorry, Todd Pod.
Todd Pod.
But he's got a new Lemons car and everything, and everything is just like dead nuts, basic. Get out there and turn laps, and I don't know. It's pretty inspiring too. So shout out to Todd. He was a big help with all this. But he got a podium this year, and he doesn't have the best
That's
car by
right.
any means. It's starting to get a little banged up. He's down on power, but yeah, he came in third. I think at the final race in
That's
Nashville,
awesome.
Texas. So that's just goes to show you. I mean, he's definitely improving on his racing quite a bit. He's becoming a
Yeah.
lot more aggressive. But at the same time, I mean, he was nowhere near that kind of performance, when he started this couple of years ago. So,
Yeah.
but I will say this, back to your point, like close racing, he was still within the pack. Like, he's not
Yeah.
getting lapped or anything. Um,
Right. Right.
he's just hanging with the pack and dicing it up in the back of the pack. I mean, which is still a ton of fun. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, I'm just excited to go racing with some buddies. Trying to hold off on some of the fancy bits. I mean, there are some nice things you can do to the car, right? I mean, it would be. I think my vision is it would be really cool to have like a really nice new AIM data system in
Right.
this, bone stock 93 Z28, and just keep everything real clean and simple. Because there's not a lot of aero going on with the car. It's got some little, Lexan spoiler. That's it.
Right.
Um, the guy. Marshall mostly, I think, Michael's brother, or maybe it's the other way
Yep.
around. I don't know. He's like the number one driver most of the time, and
Yeah.
his car is definitely not the best car, and he doesn't do a lot of really persnickety stuff either, right? And he just gets out there and wheels.
Yep.
And I've seen he's got some good driving videos online, and he's just assertive and better at traffic management, and yeah, gets after it. So I'm excited. I'm excited for a real test of driving skill, because tests of both engineering and driver skill are too much for my pocketbook and patience level. And I gotta just simplify and enjoy my life. So.
Yep. Michael Mosty drove with Tarp a long, long, long time ago.
Really?
Yeah, one race at, I want to say at Houston. Man,
Okay.
we did the first one February 9th. It might have been, I don't think it was that fall race, because that's where we swapped the engine for the first time and got our first heroic fix. But it might have
Mm,
been like the next spring, maybe, like spring 10, because that might be right, because that would even be before Eric. That's probably right. Is
yeah.
like February 2010,
Okay.
um,
Wow.
ish. Yeah, it's been a long time. But he was doing CMC then.
Was he really? Okay. Yeah. So the guy's
Yeah,
got some
yeah.
laps. Hmm.
Oh yeah, absolutely,
Yep. Got a lot of catching up to do.
absolutely. Oh no, or it might have been after Eric. Anyway,
Anyway.
somewhere in the early years of the of the Tarp MR2, before you were driving with us, which was
Yeah.
what, 11, something like
Sure.
that.
Yeah. It's been a minute.
Yes, it has.
Yeah. So, yep, just refreshing some fire bottle stuff, and I just finished that up, and gonna do some belts now that it's 2026.
Yeah,
And like I said, not much, not much else to do. So,
yeah.
um,
Is your helmet still compliant?
well, I went and got a new Stilo. Is it the GT6? Is that the? I went white because all my buddies have the gray one, and they didn't have the orange
Yeah.
one. So white and I got some new Racers HQ helmet stickers. They're square.
All
Um,
right.
Yeah, I have to bring those to Barber.
Dropping
Um,
a surprise on us before Barber. That's awesome.
I I inevitably, because I'm just terrible at stickers. I mean, beautiful new helmet. Put this thing on, it's got wrinkles all over it. Like, what the hell, dude? Like, you put a sticker on a helmet. Like, I don't understand sticker geometry math. Like, it doesn't seem that
Yeah,
complicated.
the sticker isn't the problem. It's the helmet geometry, right? It's like this
Right.
weird spherical thing. You can't put a normal sticker on a sphere.
It
It's
needs
got
to
to
be
be a
like, it
spherical
needs to look like
shape.
a contact lens or something.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Right.
right. We'll get Hunter's wife on here, and she can explain spherical assemblies to us
Uh,
from her eye doctor perspective.
I like it. The optometry pod. No, yeah, that'll
That's
be
right.
great. That'll be a real banger, as the kids say. Um, well, yeah. So So yeah, new helmet, all excited to go racing. But in the meantime, since I'm bored, been doing some iRacing. Been
Yeah.
dedicating. Been really trying to do like a full season in like an official league. So
Yeah.
they've got.
How's that going?
It's going okay. I'm terrible, but I'm doing it, which I think is goal one. I'm doing it every
Right.
week. I'm gonna get maximum number of points I can get for the season. I want to say it's maybe a 12-week season or something like that,
Okay.
and um, and yeah, just see how I do and try to do better next season. But just primarily just get consistent. At least, I mean, it's so hard for me to even just get like a weekly race in, and
Yeah.
and much less like decent practice on a track I probably haven't seen before. So doing the GR Cup. So they're kind of new like spec entry level car is the GR86, and it's nice.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like I wouldn't quite call it a GT4 car, but it's a decent race car. And maybe,
If GT5 were a thing,
if
maybe.
GT5 were a thing, right? And I think that I feel like that class and maybe the game in general is just trying to make it easier to go racing and race and not, haha, you suck or our tires suck. I don't know what the problem is, but you're going to be off the track now. Like
Good.
all the tracks are easy to race. It's fun to go racing. It's like more about wheel to wheel action and less about like weird icy tires. So the
That's
service is
awesome.
getting better. The racing today was like in variable weather, so uh, rain on and off at some German track I've never heard of before. So yeah, pretty fun times, and just trying to stay consistent with it right now. Maybe I'll buy myself a direct drive wheel if I stay consistent. So we'll see. That'll have to be my gift to myself.
Yeah.
Did get
Well,
my butt kicker.
it'd be worth it.
Got a butt
Did
kicker
you?
advanced going. Yeah. So I think this is one of the bigger butt kickers, and I put like a 300-watt amp on it and
Mm-hmm.
put it under my seat. And it's all very easy to do in iRacing now. You can just
Yeah.
assign an output channel and tune all the levels. And yeah, dude, curbs, in little engine rubble, and like the gear shift feeling.
Yeah.
Mwah. And I
It
love
makes
that,
a difference, doesn't it?
dude. I love that in real racing. I love the rhythm of like when you're hitting curb to curb and maximizing the track, and it's just like
Yeah.
rumble, space rumble, and then
Yeah.
but you get that same sensation, and it's pretty awesome. So
That's awesome.
I like it. Yeah, so that's my big update. New race car, whole new life. My wife got me a pretty cool Camaro shirt for Christmas, so I'm gonna have to start, going full bald eagle on everything.
We need the bald eagle sound on the
We do.
sound box that we're still waiting on working.
I was so amped, dude. I One time I was just sitting there watching like bald eagle, like nature videos, like bald eagle versus goat, bald eagle versus panther, you know. It's good stuff.
That sounds like a worthy opponent.
It does, yeah. Got to make it interesting. So more to come. I think first race kind of my birthday weekend, April 10th in ECR, I believe.
In the
So
Camaro?
in the Camaro.
Awesome.
And then hope to just basically run the full season after that. Not quite sure that I'll make it to Barber, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Um, Things definitely heavier. I will say this: it's from a tow rig standpoint. I've been eyeing down a
You've noticed?
entry level 2500, like a gasser, just a nice little upgrade from what I got. Because yeah, it's got it's heavy. The rear end is heavy. The engine's giant and iron. It's not a Miata with an aluminum block motor. So
Yeah. So is that the next racing upgrade? Is the swapping out the tow rig?
I mean, that's next major racing upgrade. Yeah, it's got a bitchin'
Yeah.
seat. It's got one of those like crazy Kirkies. I would love to have something a little bit cooler than a Kirky, like an OMP, but it's got like the cool Kirky, like full halo
Yeah.
thing. Looks, yeah, pretty cool. So
Pretty cool.
I can't think of I mean, well, I guess the big one would be data, right? I want to.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think
that's true.
I might go ahead and get a Smarty Cam just to start that system, and because I have to have a camera anyway, it does the automatic start stop, which is Unfortunately, more of
nice.
a pain in the ass than I would like for it to be.
Yeah.
And, and it's required by NASA that you have video. It does the like data overlay. So I think I might have a Smarty Cam by the first race and then try to upgrade to a digital dash, next year or something. But we'll see. So yeah, that's that.
That is super exciting. I'm really excited for you to be able to get in there and get it out there because I know how much of a struggle that Miata's been. You think you're down the right path and we're going to, put on E85 and that'll be the solution. And then E85 is not the solution. And
Oh yeah, if nothing else, I'm good at trying things. So yeah, but yeah, excited for 2026. Um, well, Pat, let's wrap this up with a few more things that have happened in the world since Halloween.
world
Formula
things.
One came and went.
That's right. Big,
Um,
exciting finish.
yeah,
I'm
big
sure most of
exciting
our
finish
listeners are aware.
from a championship standpoint. The race itself, that
Yeah.
final race, pretty good, but no, awesome. Just championship, lots of lead. I guess a couple lead changes, but a lot of very close drivers.
Yeah.
Verstappen coming back from like 100 points down to 2 points down, I think, at the end, right?
Crazy. Crazy.
Um, he might be the Racers HQ 2025 Racer of the Year. And I don't like the guy, but, he's got a whole fleet of like, endurance cars now. One of them
Yeah.
gifted to him by Toto Wolff. Like, what a boss. So,
Yeah. He just changed from the Ferraris to the AMGs.
I
Like,
think, yeah.
that's
It's my
crazy,
understanding
right?
he has a fleet of different cars. Like
Oh, I'm
he could
sure.
he could run Audi, Ferrari. It's probably like on iRacing when you're just like, oh, we'll just go do an endurance race with my buddy, and then you just drop down and select, one of a dozen GT3
Yeah.
cars. Whichever one's
Yeah.
best for the
But,
track.
but his team's going to run a full season with him not driving it this year.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're going to,
And those are all
and they're going to run to the AMGs.
and those are all like sim recruits, right? I mean, that's the other cool thing is I
Maybe.
think
I don't know.
yeah, I think it started as like a sim team. At least some of them. I'm sure he's got some pros too. But
Yeah.
he had a big sim team for a while. I mean, and or
Sure.
probably still does, right? And so he's all about bringing up that talent. So, but yeah, congrats to Lando Norris. Saw some Lando Norris Monster Energy drink the other day on a end cap, just infecting the United States of America with its European sporting.
Is it papaya flavored?
Well, now I have to know. Now I'm going to try one because that would be good. That would be good.
I just would expect.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Find out on the next Racers A2 podcast.
That's right. Tune in in April. And
Right.
um but with the Formula One season coming up, that's going to be exciting, right? Like new rules formula, new cars, like new team with Cadillac coming in. Like it's going to be an absolute disaster. Exactly what we've all been looking for.
Yeah, I really I really want to see some sort of like Braun GP thing, right? Like,
Right. Yeah.
and wouldn't that be
How
great? Like if it was full Braun GP, where like Cadillac comes in, wins the title, and quits.
right. We're out. Take it. Haha.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding. Like they're talking about, well, Red Bull and Red Bull and Mercedes have figured out how to game the system on compression of the engines and nobody else did. So they're going to have more power and they're going to run away with it. And I'm like, man, there's like the rumor mill is just running rampant right now. Nobody knows anything and everybody's got to get content out there. And I'm so excited to see like what actually happens here at the test. Not that we're actually going to learn anything at the test because I'll be sandbagging anyway, but they'll be trying to figure out their aero package, not actually how fast the cars are. But like this they're not going to call it DRS anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Push to pass now. Or...
Yeah, there's like three different things. There's like a push to pass, and then you're kind of DRS anywhere so long as you're within a second or whatever, and front wing arrow now, a movable arrow on the front wing, not just the rear wing. And then, something's going to go haywire, in the third race. And then the FIA is going to be like, no, you can't change the front wing arrow. We're getting rid of the front wing arrow thing now because, somebody went off into the woods or something like that. And
okay.
I don't know.
I like that. This is
I
good
mean, I
prediction.
hope nobody gets hurt, but I'm just saying there's going to be some really, I think some stuff that goes really haywire once you have, 20, is it going to be 20 cars on the grid this year? 22, whatever it is. Once you get them all out there together with a new rule set, new engines, Red Bull's building their own engine for the first time in ever,
yeah.
I know that they've,
Ford or maybe
yeah.
Ford's just doing the electronic bits. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But like you've got to think that. I mean, I know they brought in experts from everywhere, right, to do this, but it's still like they don't have any institutional memory doing it. So are they going to be on their fifth engine by the eighth race, and stacking up grid penalties and stuff like that, and it's going to be fascinating.
Yeah, Doesn't Aston Martin, don't they have a new engine supplier as well? Is it Mercedes, I believe, or are they changing to Honda?
No, Aston's going to Honda, right?
Honda, right? Okay, yeah. And then, what you got? Sauber getting rebranded as Audi. Is that happening 26 as well?
That's right. That's right.
So lots of new names on the grid. An awesome fan base. I mean, the U.S. fan base just continues to surprise me. I mean, it seems like a normal part of life now, where it used to never be a thing. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, you could wear your AMG Mercedes logo wear in public and like count nobody being able to recognize it. Instead, somebody's coming up and betting your ear about Kimi Antonelli, right?
Right. I hope not. But I don't really want anybody to talk to me. If you see me walking around with my AMG shirt on, don't talk to me.
What about if you're in your Racers HQ T-shirt? If they come up and they say,
"Yeah, you could talk."
Hey, I'm a fan of the pod.
That's right.
There we go, baby.
Yeah, for those audio listeners, which that's all of you. I have my Racers HQ shirt. So maybe Max Verstappen will wear his on the grid. I'll just try to mail it to his PR office for his.
That's right. Mail it to not Grove. Where is it that Red Bull is? Milton Keynes.
Milton Keynes, sure, yeah.
Max Verstappen, care of Red Bull Racing, Milton Keynes, UK. Use that as your entire address, and I bet he'll get it.
I like this.
And he'll wear it like on the grid instead of his Nomex T-shirt that Red Bull and somebody else has paid millions of dollars in branding on. Instead, he'll have a gimme racer. Well, but if you send him the Racer of the Year shirt, I mean, that's a very limited supply.
He could use an award.
That's right.
Yeah, no, it's a one and only. So we'll see.
I've got it. Here's how we penetrate that market. Send him my dad is the Racers HQ Racer of the Year onesie for his baby.
Ooh, I like this. Nailed it.
Boom.
It's gonna work. We'll see Kelly walking around with the baby. Is that her name, Kelly? I think
that's right. With the baby, the unnamed baby. Maybe they're gonna like who was I saw the other day? I'm gonna let my baby decide its own name.
Oh, I like that. Okay. At which age does this happen?
Right. I mean, that's the whole problem, right? Like at what age? And then they're gonna be stuck with, like Fluffy for the rest of their life. Because at 4 they thought Fluffy would be great.
I like this. You could try to what about this game of trying to influence your child, right? You're reading them certain books, Do you want to watch Matilda again?
Yeah. You can wear the hat, but we're not going to name you Curious George.
Right. I mean, George Russell's parents did, but anyway. Okay. Let's do a quick Racers HQ. That was F1 season. You're welcome. In case you didn't watch it. Racers HQ racing recap. So, we got some different team members. Thought we might just rattle off some of them. So let's start with Roland Vaughn. Roland's been a sleeper this year. He's just going out there. He's running his 350Z in pretty much ST5 trim, but he's running it in the Kama GT3 class. And I think he must have gotten like 5 weekends in this year, I think. I mean, he just got out there and did his thing. Not a lot of drama. Really improved the car over the year. Got a proper diff. Went out there when Hallett was like somehow 3 seconds faster and just put down some blistering times at Hallett, which, yeah, I'd love to go try that surface now.
Yeah.
But big congrats to Roland. I don't know. Any thoughts on that, Pat?
No, I think it's great. I love that Roland's gotten his car together and has been able to just keep sticking with it and getting it out there and doing the thing out at Hallett. I think that's awesome.
Yeah. Feel kind of bad. Like I feel like I've talked to him about, hey, let's get our SD cars together and go racing. And I think we were on track one time, but
yeah,
I think we've just been on different, like slightly offset stages in our ST experience, and so he hasn't gotten to that point where he just sells it and buys a spec car.
How close do you think your CMC Camaro will be to his Z? Like, do you think the Z is faster?
Yeah, I think the Z is faster for sure. I think, but it's not a lot different, right?
Yeah.
I mean, similar specs. Just trying to think about times. Like the Miata would be mid-pack CMC, and so, but the ST5 cars would be probably 4 seconds faster than like the super prepped ones would be like 4 seconds faster than a CMC. So it just kind of depends on where he's at in his prep level, on my talent level, on driving my car. But they were here about.
I'm thinking like, what if we put him on? Easy for me to say, but put him on like 200s, and you're on your CMC Hoosiers. Do you think that would close up that gap?
Yeah, I mean maybe. I think 200. I think a good set of 200s are just as fast as the Toyos he's running now, or whatever he's running. So no, he's a good driver, good car. I still think it's a faster car than the. It just has a lot more.
Maybe 200s, but you make him run them at 40 psi.
Yeah, I don't know. We just maybe we map his electronic throttle or something, right? Yeah, because I got my restrictor plate. I got a restrictor plate. What's wrong with you? You can't put a restrictor plate on?
That's right. That's right.
But I'm okay with that. I just want to be as fast as Michael Mosley.
That's right.
Or slightly faster. But no, I'm excited.
Even as fast as Todd Spickard.
Oh well,
2024 no, Racers HQ Racer of the Year.
Oh, for sure. No, look, I thought it was 2023. Because
was it?
Yeah,
whatever.
We gave that guy, that Hallett Spec Miata guy.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Anyway, sorry I forgot your name all of a sudden. It's a long day. But yeah, so exciting stuff for Roland.
Yeah,
we did the Lemons team. We got to race Hallett, or we got to practice at Hallett. So that was frustrating.
We raced part of Hallett.
Okay, yeah.
Right. I mean, you got a full stint. I think Eric got a full stint.
Oh yeah, okay.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Or pretty close to a full stint, and then that's when the head gasket went.
Okay. Brutal. The car was flying too. Man.
Flying until it's not. Yep. Which is better in a car than in a plane.
Right. No, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. Good recap of preferences there.
Physics corner on Racers HQ.
It's not the speed that kills you. We talked to Todd. We talked about Todd a little bit, but Todd's been on the pod and he put together a real solid season of CMC racing, and I think just looking forward to more of that next year. He might even do some of these crazy races out in, I think he's probably going to do Birmingham. I don't know if he does Sebring or not, but he's really putting in a lot of dedication and getting good at the sport. You got Eric Eric's doing.
Well, hold on.
Oh yeah,
Well,
what you got?
I think you skipped over Todd's Lemons
Well,
success.
yeah, you're right. So
Because Todd bought that. He bought that Class B V6 Mustang and then went right out and won Class B with it at Houston.
yeah, thank you so much for the reminder. Yeah, no, amazing, and that's one of the things we have not had a chance to recap. So, yeah, no, that's. I mean, again, and just classic Todd style, right? Just
Yeah,
pretty basic V6 Mustang vert, and good team. But just went out there and turned laps. I don't really remember. Like Eric was crewing for him, and
yep.
he didn't really have a lot to report that went wrong. So,
Mm-mm. And I think that car hadn't raced in 10 years. Right? Wow. It was like clean it off, get it running and go race it, put new tires on it. I could be getting that wrong, but
don't overcomplicate this.
It's pretty awesome. Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah.
If Roland were on the podcast right now, what he would be doing is virtually beating my head against the wall on the don't overcomplicate this topic.
Yeah, I don't want to, nobody wants to stab you and then twist the knife, right? But
it's fair though. When I was at Atlanta, I was talking with one of my teammates, Carl. You'll get a chance to meet Carl at Barber, I think. Carl's a good dude. And Carl and his wife Cassie, but Cassie wasn't in Atlanta. She was at Road America though. But Carl brought up the look, Carl's one of us. I mean, he fits in fully in the tarp mode model to damn him with faint praise or praise him with faint damnation, whichever it is. But Carl brought up the topic of maintenance induced failure. And once he described it, I was like, I think I feel triggered. But it's a completely true thing.
Failure. So this is by like doing maintenance incorrectly or doing too much maintenance or no maintenance?
Actually, proactive maintenance. So apparently the way it was discovered was, like the Air, I'm going to say the Air Force. It could have been the Navy. It could have been private planes. I don't know. But I'm just going to say the Air Force because that's what I remember him telling me. Would have a program where, every so many miles, every 500 miles, you have to, pull apart the flaps and make sure everything's working and put them back together. Okay. And what they discovered was that they were inducing failures in parts that were otherwise good and assemblies that were otherwise good, because then, someone would, forget to tighten one of the bolts all the way, right. Or, something that was a result of that proactive maintenance. And so then they changed the way that they did it so that they weren't inducing these failures that they wouldn't otherwise have. And that stuck like an ice pick right between my shoulder blades, because I feel like that's I try and make the car better, and I think most of the time it does, but it's got to really be 100% of the time, and we just be best off just being reliable. So I'm trying to refrain from improving things, at least improving things in any critical where any failure of it would be critical. So
yeah, I mean, it's a good boredom, when the car is just ready.
Yeah,
it's okay to be that way.
Yeah, but then you've got to find another hobby.
iRacing.
Yeah, I'm having a problem with my I can't get my wheel to connect to the direct drive. I mean, physically it connects, but none of the buttons are working, and I need to figure that out. I tried to figure it out before Road Atlanta, but I ran out of time. So maybe I'll have some time here before Barber to actually get in and do a little bit of Barber. One nice thing, I mean, at this point though, one nice thing about both Barber and Road Atlanta is we have enough real life laps that you and I can both do laps in our head in that, and think about it. And this was this time at Road Atlanta. So I guess this was my fourth race there. I think either fourth or fifth race at Road Atlanta. And I watched, the Ross Bentley virtual track walk again. In about 3 parts. I think it's like a 2.5 hour video, and I think that worked out pretty well. Like breaking it up in about 45-minute, or maybe between 45-minute and an hour segments. Because beyond that, I just get it's too much information. I start getting bored. But this was the first time where some of the things that he was talking about really clicked. Like I had enough personal experience at the track when he says, you're going to see this at this part of the track, or, look for that, or pay attention to this, like at turn 10A, like really get all the way over to the left. Like the speed there doesn't basically, almost doesn't matter. What matters is the position of getting that left front wheel on the curb on the left side, and then hold that another beat and get really late to the curb on 10B. And this race was the first time where that, like, I'd seen it before. It makes sense, of course. Abstract, it makes sense. It makes sense in iRacing. It was the first time I felt it make a difference.
Yeah, just
that was another spin. At 10B, I was right behind a guy who was in, I don't know, a Jetta or something like that, who was clearly racing at 11/10ths to try and stay like in front of the BMW. Like, and I just said, look, I'm just going to hang back a little bit because this dude's he's pushing it too hard. I can see it. And we came through 10. I guess 10A is the left hand, right? The braking left hand. And as we go into 10B, it was exactly that. Like he gets too hard onto the curb, he hits the brake, upsets it, just spins it right there. That was right at the end on Sunday, on the first stint on Sunday. Unfortunately didn't collect him. And that was just, I know this dude's about to, somewhere in the next half lap, this dude's going to lose it. He's just pushing too hard.
Yeah.
So there's a lesson.
Space. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%. Well, cool, man.
So you went on to Eric. I'm sorry, I interrupted.
Right, no, we did go on to Eric for a second, but Eric got a proper autocross car and has been having fun with that, and
that's right.
I love to see it. So he got a nice Indy Miata. So I think it's everything's kind of coming together. I mean, I guess Hunter's out of the game, but that's fine. He's just going to come hang out. And who else? Who else went racing? Anybody else on our team? I think that's. I mean, I tried to put together an SD4 career and didn't pan out, but I'm third. I think I'm third in the championship, third in SD4 for.
Hey, congratulations! A championship podium.
Championship podium. I'll take it. I guess it's pretty gross. Todd did pretty good mid pack, I think, in CMC, and that's a much more competitive deal. So, a decent little season. And then we're all excited coming up. So before we get to go to Barber, the weekend before that is the 24 Hours of Rolex.
That's right.
So first big enduro of the year. Not that any of us are going to be there, but we will be monitoring it and dreaming of all the cool things we could be doing at Daytona.
Yeah, I'd love to get at that race at Daytona sometime. I've never been. That would be a fun thing to do someday. Maybe go and get an RV and do the camp in the paddock or camp in the infield thing for the race, and that'd be cool. There's gonna be a lot of changes on the cars this year. It looks like
really?
Most of the like the LMDH hypercar GTPs. A lot of them are used their Joker package over the winter, so we're gonna see a lot of Evo cars. Same with a bunch of the GT3s. Porsche isn't running in WEC this year.
Wow.
Which is a huge. Well, in the hypercar program, they're not running in WEC.
What's
which
Penske
means well, they're going to run IMSA with theirs.
Oh, they are running IMSA. Okay.
Yeah, they're running IMSA in the hypercar, but Porsche isn't. They're not going to pay for a WEC entry as part of their kind of budget woes as a result of deciding, hey, what we're going to do is take this sports car company and try and electrify everything. It turns out that hasn't quite worked out. At least that's my hot take on it.
Okay.
what else was I was hearing? Genesis. I don't know if they're
Mhm.
actually going to have their hypercar this year.
Yeah, I did hear that they
The-
were developing one, and then Toyota's got just released one as well.
yeah, Toyota's got a new version of theirs,
Mhm.
which looks an awful lot like the Ferrari.
Mhm.
Um, yeah,
Sweet.
it'll be fun. It'll be fun to see.
Very cool.
Cadillac's got different folks running Cadillac now. I think.
Okay.
Isn't that right? Um, I think that's right.
Exciting.
Yeah. Yeah. So it
Keep
should be
keeping
Daytona should be a fun, uh, exciting difference thing this year.
nice.
Yeah.
Well, that will be exciting. Tune in January 24th and 25th. One of my Facebook friends, I'm kind of racing adjacent to, a guy from Hallett. He he must be doing well for himself, but he kind of put together a program, and I think he's doing one of the support races, the MX5 Cup. So he's been
Wow.
racing a bunch of WRL and stuff like that with some of the Miata guys out at Hallett. And bada bing, bada boom. I saw that they were testing. I want to say they did Daytona and Sebring in one week as a test, and then they're going to go
Wow.
back to the MX5 Cup. So good for you, Brian. That's an exciting adventure, and good luck. I'll be looking for you. I had another dog in the race, but we're going Brian. I think his last name is Dabrowski. I could be mispronouncing
Hmm.
that, but good luck, man.
Oh, here's other racing news. There's
Hmm.
another new endurance racing series. It's not really a
What's it?
budget endurance racing series. It's called
Mhm.
Zenith, I think,
Hmm.
and I think it's positioning itself to be like above WRL and just below like SRO Americas and whatever the like Pilot Challenge or
Hmm.
whatever that is that IMSA, the second tier IMSA
Yeah.
series that's does like a 6 hour at Daytona, not a 24 in the
Right.
GT4 cars and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting. They've got big tracks on their schedule. It was sort of like how did that happen? Well, it turns out you can buy track days, and if you pay more for the better days,
Hmm.
you get the days.
There you go.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Zenith, they're going to have. I think they're allowing like those NPO1
Oh.
kind
Hmm.
of NASA prototype or former NASA
Hmm.
prototypes um, in there, and then I think GT3 or GT4 cars,
Okay.
probably GT4.
That
Yeah.
sounds pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're talking about like a big purse at the end of the season, but I think their entry, like, it's not a budget endurance racing series at all, and
Hmm.
their weekend fees are pretty high.
Okay. Neat. Kind of somewhere else for
Which they've
the Penske mechanics to race, right? Like it's kind of one of the hot takes I got recently is like some of these WRL teams, that rock up are just like so kitted out. And it's like, well, it's just the mechanics for the pro team, right? Um,
yeah,
so
or yeah, the orthodontist and the mechanics, right? Like
mhm.
this is the gentleman driver that's paying for all this, and this is what the Penske mechanics do on the side or whatever. Yeah, maybe I don't know.
Sweet. Keep an eye out for that. All
Yep.
right, Mallory, we've done a podcast. Any other big hot takes from the last couple of months? Happy New Year. Let's go
Happy New
racing.
Year.
Yeah.
Amen. I'm super excited to see all the boys out at Barber again. We always love that track. It's always a fun
Mhm.
track, and it's a fun track to be at. It's such a nice facility, and then it's just fun to get to hang out again. So I'm super looking forward to that.
Awesome, man. Yep, looking forward to that, and then getting the car ready for April ECR. But yeah, we'll see everybody at Barber. I'll bring some helmet stickers, some bumper stickers, some recording equipment maybe, um, and do some crewing. I'm excited, and Pat's going to do a lot of driving. Pat's doing 2 stints. I do declare. So
We'll see.
check us out on Racers HQ, Facebook, Instagram, all a bunch of stale content, but we love the eyeballs. And we've got t-shirts for sale. I think I'm still losing money if you buy one, but luckily there's not many transactions, so I'm still afloat. And
You'll make it up on volume.
yeah, I don't think that's how that works. But Yeah. See everybody at the track.
Good night, Dave.
Yeah, and everybody else. Bye-bye now.